Hey folks, it is the Nutty Knife Guy. And I just got the wrong knife out of my pocket. Go figure. I'm going to be bringing you a knife today. Of course, the Nutty Knife Guy, right? That's why you're here. But, here it is. I'm going to start doing my videos differently. Usually I post on Sunday if at all possible, and I film the whole thing in one day. I do the intro, I go out and do the war post, then I come in and I do the wrap up. Well, that hasn't been working so well lately. I have things that I have to do on Sunday mornings, which means I don't get down here to film my tabletop intros until later. Excuse me just a second. And that means that by the time I get down to the war post, I don't have a lot of light left. And for me anyway, because I'm not a cinematographer type guy, filming, editing, and posting these things takes the better part of the day. Now, once I get things the way I wanted them on the editing software, yeah, it takes a while to process. I can go do other things, but I have to come back to that. And then it takes half an hour, 45 minutes for the whole thing to upload on YouTube. So it takes a lot of time. So what I'm going to start doing is filming the intros on Saturday evenings, which I am doing now. So you may see a different hat or different clothes or different conditions between the intros and the rest of the videos, at least until summer comes and the days get longer. Because we have that outmoded thing that the great Benjamin Franklin gave us, which made sense when Benjamin Franklin was around, daylight savings time. And it is dark where I live by 5 o'clock. So later on, when we're not doing that, it might be different. Okay. So, on to the knife. It is the Esee Tertiary. Now, another full disclosure, I tried to film this review, well, not this review, but the review of the Tertiary last Sunday. And it was an example of not only Murphy's Law, but the universe hating me. I tried twice that day to film this. I filmed the intro first time, go out, cut the enemy water bottle, do the war post, and discover that the mount was loose on my camera, and while I was filming it, it nosedived and I was filming the ground the entire time. Okay, well, I might have enough left to do this over again. Now understand, I didn't know this had happened until after I was all done and looked at the camera. Alright, so, fixed the camera. Went down, got another water bottle, well, detergent bottle, filled it with water, hung it up. Filmed the whole thing over again. And, as is wont to do, because the universe hates me, about halfway through that, the camera just stopped as it does. I've got a theory why that is. I got to check it out. So this has been war posted twice, but it doesn't count unless I show you guys, right? So I am going to tell you so I will just film the war post all over again and let you guys see it, and I might do something special. Haven't really decided yet. So to cut to the chase, I really like this thing. And it is not in my EDC rotation. It is just something I've been carrying every day since I got it, with much more confidence now than before I tested it. What I do is I carry this on my right side, behind where I carry my legally carried firearm. as a right-handed retention tool. I find that if somebody is trying to grab my gun, or for some reason or if I've been grabbed, my left hand's tied up and I need something close quarters, this is ready to go. But we'll talk about the sheath. The sheath is excellent, and I don't say that about sheaths very often, especially the ones that come with a clip. By and large, in my experience, clips suck. But this one doesn't. It has the nice Kydex clip, greatest sound in the world, and this clip actually works. It goes on a 1.5 inch belt. It clips solidly, but not so solidly you can't get it on and off fairly easily. It's mounted to a plate, so if you want to take the whole thing off, you can. I was very impressed with the sheath. The blade, I think it's 1095 steel. I keep forgetting whether it's 10 or, if it's not 1095 steel, I will put it in the comments, and I'll tell you what kind of steel it is. I'm pretty sure it's 1095. It doesn't say on there. It just says Esee Knives, 1943. Rowan, I think it's the guy that designed it. It's of the Azula line, and it says Tertiary, and it's got the cool little spider doohickey. It is the Tertiary. That's what this is for. Your primary firearm is done. Your backup is done. Maybe your primary knife is done, but we'll have. It's going to call it Tertiary, so we'll just say primary gun, secondary gun, and then you have this, your third line. Obviously, this is made for piercing, but let's see if I can get some over here without dropping everything off the table here. I don't sit around cutting paper with my knives, folks, honest. But, and then bear in mind, I haven't sharpened this since the war post, twice. So, that's the way it was out of the box. So, nice and sharp. Okay, and it does come with a false edge. It is not quite as sharp, but it'll do. But obviously it's a punch dagger, so that's what you do with it. Now, you don't, and then you're not, this tip held up to the war post no problem. I didn't go full out because you don't have to, you don't necessarily want to. Quick jabs, this thing is sharp, it's pointy, it's not going to take a lot of force to go into the flesh of a lizard man zombie ninja. And the handle feels good in the hand, with one exception, and these are too angular. This area around here is too angular where it goes in, and when I was using it, it was cutting into my hand quite a bit. I'll mention that again, I'm sure, when I go out to the war post tomorrow. But yeah, that's something they need to fix. I will either take a Dremel and round these off, or get just put a couple of loops of tool tape on it, because it did kind of bounce on my fingers. Now granted, it wouldn't be a big deal in an actual encounter like this is meant to be used for, but why not make it more comfortable? Now, for cost purposes, when they're producing these by the millions or at least the hundreds of thousands, I can understand that's a little bit more milling or a little bit more finishing is a lot more cost if you're dealing with scale. I understand that. I would like to see the handles. The handles are G10, and as far as they go, they're good. I would like to see the G10 all the way up to this hole. Now, they make a completely skeletonized version of this that doesn't have any handle scales at all. I would think that would be horribly uncomfortable and not very secure in any kind of violent encounter. But it works this way. It's not bad. Like I said, I would like to see more scales. I would like to have something in here for my finger to get into, to rest on. But it's not bad. Now, this thing you could slash with it, like a power slash. Like if you're doing a hammer fisting, you could probably get a pretty good gash. into a lizardman zombie ninja. But it's thrusting. That's the great thing about push knives. It's always better to have training, but you don't need it. All you have to basically do is this, and that will discourage a ne'er-do-well. Just imagine this coming at your face repeatedly like a sewing machine. But yeah, I mean, I'm liking this a lot. I wish you would have seen the first test, because the first test I did, I had taped several layers of cardboard to the water bottle to penetrate the cardboard and then slash out, and that worked. But then I had to use another another of my empty detergent bottles to try and retest, and I missed that too. So now, tomorrow, I'm going to be using a milk jug because I don't have any empty. Oh, hey, the dryer turned off in my little office slash dojo slash armory slash laundry room type thing. But anyway, I do most of my work and whatnot down here. But anyway, probably should have waited to start filming this until that thing was off. But you get what you get. I completely lost my train of thought being distracted by such things. Anyway, it's better. It doesn't take much to go through with this. You can slash with it. I would like to see full handle scales. It would be great. But oh, that's what I was talking about. I had that elaborate test rig to go through several layers of cardboard and a piece of denim and everything, but I am now completely out of empty laundry detergent jugs. Tomorrow I'm just going to do a milk jug. If I can find some stuff to do that, I might do something else with it. I have an even better idea than that, but I haven't decided whether to do that or not because it's kind of risky. It might be asking too much of this knife, but I don't think so. I think this thing would go through, it would last just about through anything. But I have to test that, and since this has been tested over and over again now, I think it's safe to do what I have in mind. But that will be a surprise if I decide to do it. So for the intro, like I said, it feels good. It could be rounder here, but I probably will eventually take a Dremel and round those off. It would be nice if they did it in the factory. Is that still handy? Do I have that around here? No. I was going to show you my cold steel safe maker. I think it's the safe maker, but the cold steel push dagger that has a round stem right here. Now, there's nothing wrong with the safe maker or the cold steel push dagger, but its handle doesn't fit the hand this way. It's a symmetrical handle, and it's really designed to do like this, and I really hate push daggers designed to go through the middle finger like this. I can't stand them. You can use the cold steel one like this, but then you have almost no handle down here in the bottom of your hand. I don't like that. Cold steel, if you're listening, make me a push dagger shaped like this with one of your double-edged blades. I would buy that. Okay, I've rambled and I've lost my train of thought. And half of this was with the dryer going in the background, and you probably didn't hear it anyway, and I may have to record it again. I'll see in the playback. But if not, then I will take it out tomorrow and war post this for the third time for your viewing pleasure. You get to see a close-up because my remote control never did work for this thing, and I have to bring you close to turn you off. Okay, folks, let's do the Esee Tertiary. We're going to do something special. I got an old baking pan, we're going to see how the tip holds up. You can see it made it through. Now the first little poke in here, making sure this, I did it just to test the knife before, but you can see, and no tip damage. Let's see if I can do anything from the draw. Mess with that one slash, but nobody's perfect. Okay, slashing with this thing is problematic. I think I already explained why, because of the at the war post, it went sail through that no problem. So just going to put the tip in here a few times, and you do feel that in your fingers here. It's cold, and now my hands are wet, so we're going to call this a day. But again, through metal into the bottle and the war post, and this, like I said, this is the third time it's been to the post. This is the first time it's gone through that metal, but I don't think it's too shabby at all. Okay, folks, now I didn't do the patent Donnie B all day drop test because, Donnie B all day, may honor and praise be heaped upon his name. I'm a little crooked, but you'll have to live with that this time. And that'll bug me. I guess my camera's sitting a little crooked. You'll have to live with that this time. Because I found out why the camera keeps shutting off on me. Every time I rotate the screen from backward to forward, I'll have the screen facing backward when I'm trying to orient the camera to see if it's in frame. Then I'll sit down in front of it and I'll rotate the screen, and the camera shuts off when I do that. I just found that out. So hopefully I'll have fewer hiccups. Anyway, I'll show you this again because it went through that metal 3 times today. 1 for a test before I started filming, and 2 in front of you guys. And it didn't even scratch the finish. That's pretty damn impressive. And on the second time, when I got it oriented right, it went through the metal into the bottle. So yeah, I mean, this thing would be a bad day for any ne'er-do-well who threatened you with the threat of serious bodily harm or death. Now, as I did feel it at the war post, when I was actually hitting the wood, I did really feel this in here, and also when I'm thrusting it, but while it bugs me that they could have rounded this off. They could have contoured a little bit more. We might have added a couple bucks to the price because of the machining, but it would have been better that way. But in its defense, when I slashed the bottle, I didn't feel anything. Even when I was going through the metal, I didn't feel anything in there. So I wouldn't call it's an observation, something that I would like changed, but I'm not going to call it. I'm not going to take any points off for it. Let's put it that way. But this thing rocks. Excuse me. I forget what the price was on it, but I think it was in the neighborhood of about $100. I'll look it up when I do post-production and put it in the comments along with the kind of steel. But so far the kind of steel is stuff that goes through aluminum. I think that's aluminum cookie sheets, and then goes deep enough to pierce after that, and the blade still looks like it just came out of its box. So I mean, there's very little to say about this. I don't have too many dings. This, like I said, this thing could be rounded, and the scales could come up here, but that's really about it. So not only I give this a pass, like I said, this is not in my rotation. This is something that I'll be carrying every day for the foreseeable future. Outstanding. As soon as Esee puts something else out that I like the look of, I won't hesitate to pick up another Esee. Esee. Anyway, it's just short wrap up. I don't have anything bad to say about it. You saw it perform. As I said, I didn't do the chair drop or anything like that because, let's face it, it's not going to have balance like a conventional knife. It's a push knife. The tip was well tested. I don't think anybody's going to try. Well, Donnie B all day might try to throw one of these. But man, if you're looking for a personal protection knife, and you don't want to put a lot of training and practice in, or you're law enforcement and you need a third weapon, or a weapons retention weapon that's very intuitive in its use, pick one of these up. Pick two up. This is a really fantastic knife. And with that, I bid you to draw your knives only in just purpose, sheathe them only with honor, and to remember that without knives, life would be dull and pointless. Excuse me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment. I keep forgetting to ask for comments. Please comment. I like your comments. All right. Even if they're negative and respectful, they're good. If you're just commenting to be a dick, or they're vulgar in some way, then I take them down. But if you're criticizing me, and even if you're a little bit dickish, I'll leave them up. Who am I to say? Who am I to stop you from showing the world what kind of a dick you are? But most of the time, I leave the comments up, and I really love to hear them. So, with that, I bid you goodbye.